Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip of Glitter and Lazers running a 5K marathon. I recently covered a video of her learning that she cannot actually run, but has been speed walking this whole time, so this should be interesting. For those who are unaware, Glitter and Lazers, real name Anna O'Brien, is a plus-size influencer and self-proclaimed confidence queen with over 1 million followers on Instagram. Will she be able to run a 5K marathon? Has she mastered the art of joyful movement? Or is she just joyfully delusional? Stick around to find out. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache. Oh my God, so dramatic.
I have always been told I can't run.
In previous clips, you said that you used to run all the time, so that's where.
I know I'm not going to be fast. I know that I'm not going to win. I think I'm going to really struggle. If I'm honest with myself, I think it's going to be maybe harder than I want to admit. It's just freeing. It's freeing to do something that people tell you is impossible, to prove that you can do.
Yeah, it is freeing to do something that people tell you is impossible.
Do this like super hard thing.
Why is this like framed this way?
I think that's success for me, is just
What a hero.
doing it.
I'm gonna have to edit out a lot of the copyrighted music in the background, so if you see me bobbing my head like this, but there's no music there, I'm not insane. That's the excuse I'm going with. Sorry. All right, let's go. They were playing some weird music. It was like, fumble a bag, I gotta fumble a bag. It was real dumb. I danced to it anyway because I just have to dance, baby. That's one thing you may not know about the Cynical Dude. You can quote me on this. I just gotta dance, baby.
My plan was I was supposed to run today, but I think I'm going to run tomorrow and just give it an extra day.
Okay.
Also,
Okay, let's pay attention to the man on the right and his lack of interest in Anna's overall discussion.
thoughts and theories. I think I maybe need to slow down to go fast.
Oh boy, here we go with the pseudo-inspirational messages. There's gonna be a lot of these throughout.
It's okay, yeah.
He finally looked up from Instagram or whatever, and he's like, huh? Yeah, it'll be fine, dude.
Just don't want to injure myself. And I think learning this, it's like I don't want to go up in the amount I'm running until I feel confident that I'm running when I'm running safely.
Some would argue that being morbidly obese is not conducive to safe running.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, that's a great plan.
And so I was like, okay, let's not plan the 5K until I feel comfortable.
Okay.
Because I feel like then I just feel like I keep pushing it out, and I don't want to push it like, I'm not trying to avoid it, but as I said to John.
What is this entire conversation? You're saying a whole lot of nothing, and why are you filming it?
And I'll say again, I don't want to run a race, I want to run for life.
I don't want to run a race. I want to run for life. Anna O'Brien. This reminds me of that saying that she said at the end of that last video where she was like, if you can run without pain, that's running for life, or some off-the-wall nonsense. She thinks that this is very bumper sticker worthy.
Again, I don't want to run a race, I want to run for life.
Look at the chick's face on the left right here. She is laughing her ass off at that. She's like, run for life? What the f***? What are you talking about?
The biggest indicators of like your success and how you're gonna do and things like that in any given race is just like, do you feel confident in yourself? Do you feel comfortable with what you're doing and your training plan, right?
I don't think of any of those things before a race. I just run.
I was working with my doctors to try to uncover what had caused me to become so inflamed.
What? So you're currently inflamed, and this is preventing you from running as good as you could. So we're calling obesity inflammation now. Yeah, this is probably like an allergic reaction to some seafood that you had or whatever made you swell up till you couldn't run anymore, maybe. I had an allergic reaction to prawns once that made me put on a couple extra 100 pounds.
But I can't deny I felt so frustrated to work so hard, but to feel even further from my goal than I was when I began.
As we've said before, morbid obesity is not conducive to running, so that might be why you're further from your goal today than when you started. That's not how running is supposed to work. It's not supposed to hurt more and more, and you can do less and less with each step.
Training plans are there to be like a good guideline, especially like if you're somebody who likes structure and likes numbers and you want to like know what to do, then they're a great resource. They're also not gospel, right? So if you have a bad week or something like that, that's fine, right? But
I'm gonna have to disagree. It's not fine to have a bad week. There's something wrong with you. I'm just kidding. These are jokes.
But again, like we said earlier, like the goal is to be as comfortable and as confident as you can be on race day.
Well, she doesn't just want to run a race. She wants to run for life. So let's take that into consideration here.
I'm being smart about myself right now, and like, it will crush me if we set a date.
The way that she talks is so freaking weird. Everything is like she's overcoming this big struggle or triumphing over adversity or whatever. Like the way that this whole thing is framed is completely bizarre.
And I don't achieve it. Even if I do everything right, if I set that date and I don't hit it, I'll be mad at myself. So I think it's better for me to say, let's just keep going and we'll see where we're at in like a month. And if we're progressing a lot, and
there's like more discussion of running than actual running in the Anna O'Brien world. I've never seen anything like it. Most of my training involved physical training, which was running. She is talking about the ideology of running, really getting in there deep.
My muscles growing, in line, then we'll like, great, now we can schedule. But it may not be the case, so it's okay. So my plan was actually to go for a walk, maybe even a run after this session, but I'm learning to slow down to go fast. So we're gonna have a rest day.
Slow down to go fast is another one of those nonsense sayings. It means nothing.
Because that's what my body needs. And this whole journey is about learning to listen to my body. And guess what? I'm not very good at it, but
you're not very good at listening to your body.
I'll get better.
More music and slow motion. By the way, I'm not trying to discourage this person, but this is not safe for somebody that's obese. Running is more of an advanced athletic ability. When I was 60 pounds overweight, running was a nightmare and I couldn't really do it. This is silly as hell. I lifted weights, did the elliptical, walked, did various other exercises and lost weight until I felt like I could run. Then I started practicing jogging and was finally able to run for the first time in my life after losing the 60 pounds. So if even 60 pounds can hold you back that much, imagine if you had a lot more weight than that. I believe the jogging is the same exact speed as the walking.
So one of the reasons I run in intervals is because of my heart rate. And running for a minute, when I stop, my heart rate's at 174. So the goal is to try to improve on that.
Okay, so you run for 1 minute at a time. You run, and then you stop and walk for a while. I would recommend just walking. Then you get a slow, steady cardio going.
Be able to run the same distance, but not be as exerted. So I just wanted to mark the starting point. Life lesson that this has taught me is sometimes the easiest route is actually not the best route for you in the long run. So it's gonna be hard for a while, but then a lot easier in the future and forever.
Well, I can't help but think that this would be a hell of a lot easier if we weren't carrying around a bunch of excess weight.
So I have this knee injury that I am working through, and
Gee, that's weird.
we got about, I guess this is about 2 1/4 in, and I'm just starting to have some pain.
Huh. That's weird. It's almost as if there's an excess of downward pressure on your knee joints for some reason.
The way they told me is to keep going if it's below a 4. So,
Dude, they told you to keep on going as long as your pain level in your knees is below a 4? What? Occasionally you get some kind of pain in your knees or legs or whatever when you're running, but I've never had any pain that reached up to a level 4 at all. It must be all that inflammation. Damn you, inflammation!
I'm right on that border right now, and I'm trying to call it. I'm gonna try to stretch my leg out a little bit, as I did earlier, and that kind of helped, and see if I can get the pain to go away a little bit.
Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda!
So we'll see.
This whole thing is filmed in such a bizarre and cinematic way. I need to hire her photographer to just follow me around in my day-to-day life and make it look all interesting and like I'm overcoming all this adversity. I go to the grocery store. The camera is like slowly panning like this around me. Sometimes, no matter how difficult the struggles are, we have to look in and find that inner strength and overcome. Bro, will you get the hell out of the middle of the noodle aisle with this nonsense? Your cameraman is blocking the whole aisle. The old fanny pack, classic. Stretch it out on the tree for a bit, okay?
So what I've done is I'm just trying to do the tiniest steps in the most perfect form so that it hurts the least. So,
oh my goodness, what in the world, dude? The tiniest steps in the perfect form so that it doesn't hurt? Walking. You know, this is the reason why I did not recommend jogging or running for somebody that's obese, especially morbidly obese.
it's really slow, but I think it's the safest way for me to get back to the car, which is still about a 1/4 of a mile away. So, part of the process.
Okay.
A lot of people forget is everybody has bad days.
Yeah, everybody does have bad days, but I can't help but think that we would be able to accomplish this task if not for some kind of something that's going on with us.
And it's whether you get up after that bad day and keep pushing that makes all the difference.
Okay, I'm gonna have to agree there. Everybody has bad days, but how you respond to the bad day matters the most. It's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you stand back up. Sorry, got a little inspirationally aggressive there.
We are working with Anna today on finding a little bit better and removing patterns, getting a little
What in the world are we doing?
bit more of a hip hinge so you can find more of that butt working, find some more comfort, and
Yeah, you just need to hinge the hip a little differently, dude. That's the only issue with the whole situation type deal.
where her core is, where her trunk is, and just finding better walk
All right, we do the sassy walk. I like this one.
patterns in general. The name of the game right now is just to build better cardio.
What in the hell is all of this? How much are you guys gonna delude this chick just because she keeps paying you?
To get a better platform for where we need to be running that 5K and beyond.
I'm slow. I'm tired. After working out, this is
I like your hat. It says iconic. This must play into her moniker of confidence queen that she gave herself.
literally what I think hell is like, but it's all part of the process.
In PT, we did a lot of exercises to make sure my glutes were activating.
Dude, how many more times are we gonna talk about your glutes activating?
Today we are working on dynamically controlling flexion and extension ultimately trying to apply it into running, but first using this step-up exercise.
This would help take pressure off of my knee, and since I was coming off of a re-aggravated knee injury.
Why do your knees keep getting injured, and how the hell is this going to take pressure off of your knees? Your knees are the thing that's between your thigh and your calf. So as long as we are walking, there is pressure on the knee. It doesn't matter how much glute activation you do.
This was critical. A lot of the times doing these exercises, I felt silly, but
Yeah, I can see why you would feel silly doing this. It looks silly to do all these wacky little leg kicks and stuff and be like, yeah, this will take the pressure off my knees. What?
slowly I began to see my run actually.
Wait a minute. She looked like she was kind of moving right there. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see you. I swear to God if you sped this up.
But slowly I began to see my run actually improve.
Do you know what it is?
She did appear to be going faster right there, but both of her legs were never off the ground at the same time, so therefore it was never a run. When I run, I float through the air like a gazelle, okay? I'm very majestic.
Because I'm thinking, roll your foot, roll your foot.
Which again, great for the drill.
Yeah,
But let the drill be the drill. You just run.
this guy again.
That doesn't happen with me.
I know, it's
I'm an
super hard.
overthinker.
I couldn't tell you which exercises did what. I just know that being consistent about them, showing up and doing them day after day.
Dude, what in the world? I have never done any of these goofy exercises, but I am able to run.
Did actually begin to change the way I ran. We also worked a lot
I find that hard to believe.
on building my power and also the actual stance in which I ran to help increase the way I would like impact the ground to move myself forward.
This is
You need to increase your impact upon the ground. Okie doke.
trying to get your brain and your body able to produce force faster, right? In a very safe environment.
I
In a very safe environment.
really have been prioritizing running, which has been hard,
Yeah.
but I'm finally seeing progress.
I would prioritize weight loss before running. It'll make running a trillion times easier.
Not that I wasn't prioritizing it before, but I'm like,
Different.
it's different. It's like, I don't try to do it on the same day I lift, because it's too much for me right now.
Yeah.
And then that's like I'm destroyed after, and then I don't want to do it again.
100%.
So if I do it on its own day, then it's not that bad. Michael was like, let's just get to the 5K, let's do it. And honestly, I don't care how fast. I know that you want me to go fast, but I
No.
just want to finish.
I just want you to complete it without being hurt and feel
Yes.
good about yourself.
There seems to be a lot more talk about safety and hurting ourselves than normal marathons have.
Exactly.
I could honestly care less what your time is.
Okay.
You could care less. Okay, so you care. All right, people misuse this saying all the time. The saying is, I couldn't care less. If you could care less, then that means that you care some, and you could care less. If you couldn't care less, then you are at the lowest possible amount of caring, and therefore couldn't care any less. Thank you. This has been a public service announcement from the Cynical Dude.
I just want you to
10K
feel
is a little bit harder because I can't get swept. So
fair. But number one goal is like, do I feel confident doing this? And do I feel like I accomplished something versus like,
yeah.
I got through it, but that I didn't enjoy.
I felt exhausted. I felt overwhelmed, and the idea of being able to run 3 miles nonstop seemed further than it had ever been before.
Gee, that's weird. Normally when you train for something, you get better and better at it, not worse and worse. Maybe you're having more and more trouble with running because of the progressive wearing of your joints. You know, as the cartilage wears down, they get more and more painful, eventually becoming bone-on-bone contact, which will be very painful and not conducive to running at all, and not even conducive to walking, really.
I can do this. I've done this before. Yes, it feels harder, but it's not impossible.
You mean impassable.
It's okay to go slow.
Sometimes you gotta go slow to go fast.
We just need to finish it.
You forgot to say that part.
Yeah, I can do this.
Yeah, so if it gets harder and harder with each run, it doesn't sound good.
Still, I made myself show up, even though every time I was there, I felt like I was being completely unrealistic.
Well, you know.
For some reason, I just kept showing up.
The way this whole thing is framed, dude. All right, so we can see from this still frame right here that your knees are clearly ready for this, wherever they are.
My stomach is in knots. I do not feel great, but
A little bit of pre-marathon diarrhea there, Anna. I hate it when that happens. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry.
we're still gonna do this.
Okay. Show us, Anna. Show us how you overcome Anna O'Brien. Go. Go forth.
When I started this journey, I set my success as just finishing, and I'm gonna stick with that. I think I can do better.
Honestly, if you can finish a 5K even walking, that's something to be proud of. You don't have to run it, dude. It's fine. Just walk the damn thing. Calm down.
Than just finishing, I think I can probably potentially have a new record in the speed of which I finish this distance, but I have to remind myself that
You gotta slow down to go fast.
take the win where the win is. And a couple months ago, I didn't think this was possible. So just doing it is the win. And I need to be happy and excited about just doing it.
I want to do a 5K, man. All right, Anna, I think it is passable. You got this. Every single scene of her jogging or running or whatever here is going to be in slow motion. This whole thing is framed like one of those montages in a movie where somebody is overcoming adversity, like the Rocky movies or something, when he's training and they're playing the inspirational music.
A little bit of anxiety.
Yeah.
Okay, so Anna is running. This person is faux jogging next to her to maintain the same pace.
Do you feel that?
Yeah.
That's
I feel like it's a lot harder.
the person on the left is jogging in place and slightly falling forward. They are not jogging forward.
Than it normally is.
So
So
it's the people, it's the energy, it's something different.
16 weeks earlier. What is with this film? Why is this laid out like Pulp Fiction, bro?
I think I'll be really stressed and scared that I won't show enough improvement. And if I could tell myself anything, it would be just
What is this whole entire video? Why is it laid out like this? It's trying so hard to frame her as somebody who's overcoming all this stuff, dude.
remember why you did this. It wasn't to be good at it. You did it to get back to something that made you really happy. So remember that and
Just observe Anna jogging right here and this person jogging next to her. The whole thing is weird. Let's go. That would be annoying as hell to have to maintain this super, super slow pace when you're jogging. I don't know why the lady that was jogging next to her didn't just walk. Yeah, lady right here, you can go ahead and just walk, okay? You don't have to do this weird little fake jog thing. Jogging in place, but walking forward slightly. Real weird. You can see it again with these people. Watch these people right here jogging at a very slow pace to try to allow her to keep up. Watch. Everybody around her is playing this weird game because she paid them a lot of money. It must be very interesting to work at Run Labs, dude.
running kind of feels like flying. in a lot of ways. Like,
running kind of feels like flying in a lot of ways, she said. Actual running or jogging means that both of your legs come off the ground at the same time, so she is correct, although I don't know if I've seen her demonstrate that. She must have heard other people talk about runner's highs and all this type of stuff, so she started to romanticize the idea of running. Running is like flying. Not when you can't get more than one leg off the ground at a time.
it's something you always dream about and want to do, but like feels impossible.
Not to people that actually run.
And I don't know how to explain it any other way, other than it's like the closest to flying I'll get.
Oh my god, what are you talking about? What is this drivel? Pseudo-inspirational drivel.
In my day-to-day life. I wanted to go at 20, and I'm going at like 19:30.
Yep.
Right now in this mile. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, you're on pace. You said you had a goal time, and you're on pace to hit that goal time.
Hold on, watch this guy run by.
You're doing awesome.
Oh my goodness, he was going at a very slow jog, and he blew past them. Why is there so much stupid copyrighted music in this that I'm gonna have to edit out? Thanks a lot.
You got this. Whew. All right, here we go. Once we hit that stop sign,
Oh God.
finish line is in sight.
Okay. You know, I'm really proud of myself.
I'm not gonna downplay it. I mean, walking a whole 5K at this person's size is an accomplishment. You know, that's pretty good. To pretend that it's running and all this other wacky crap is pretty bizarre.
This is way faster than I thought I was gonna do it.
This is way faster than I thought I was gonna do it.
You did it! 58:38.
58:38. Okay, so it took about an hour. Like I said, you were walking 3 miles an hour, which is a walking pace.
You beat your time.
I'm not saying she shouldn't be proud of that. Absolutely. Definitely shouldn't call that running.
I throw up.
Talk about fitness.
I love this guy.
Okay, one more time.
The new running word of the day.
Okay, you guys, more enthusiasm. Come in with it. Come in with it.
New running word out of the day. Ah!
Oh, I remember this chick. This is the chick that was like, or whatever the hell when they were in the running shoe store. What did she say? Something like, for runners, or some crap like that.
You know, I think in my life I've limited myself a lot by being afraid to try things that I wouldn't immediately succeed at. And I think if running has taught me anything, it's taught me that there is a lot of joy and slow and steady progress.
Okay.
And I think we take that joy for granted and sometimes don't even acknowledge it. It's not about the big wins. It's not about the small wins. It's about showing up for yourself every day. And then when you come to do something like this, you exceed your expectations because you've put in the consistent work.
Okay. I can't help but think putting in consistent work towards other goals would be more advantageous.
If I show up for myself, I will eventually be and have the life I want again. And this is just one step there.
More nonsense sayings if I show up for myself. Okay.
So what's next for me is
For me, Oh, and then it cut off right there. To be continued is what's next for her. Alright, so that was interesting. What do you guys think of Glitter and Lasers running a 5K marathon? Do you think it's safe for her to do so? Do you think this whole thing is silly? Do you think she's a complete narcissist the way that she filmed and framed this entire thing? Leave a comment below. Personally, I have just 5 words for Anna. Great job getting out there. Happy Friday, everybody. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.